Hi guys, it is Dom here with a special live stream. We don't normally do the live streams anymore for the Wyatt Sicks stuff, the Uncle Howdy stuff, but here we are, 7 p.m. BST, so slightly earlier than maybe we would have done back in the day, but that's just to keep me sane. Hopefully your days are all going okay and you're all doing well, because it's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you. Obviously, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. So we're going to talk about not only whether you think the Wyatt Sicks gimmick is working in WWE, but we're also going to talk about what happened on Raw. We're going to do that right after our fancy intro. See you in a second. Now, normally I would scramble in these things to get together pictures, save them, put them up, which we have. We have got a few of those to talk about later on. But I'm just going to pull up Twitter. I'm going to pull up my Twitter and I'm going to go through everything that happened on Raw before we get into whether the Wyatt Sicks gimmick is working in WWE or not. So let's put that up. So Raw, and let's bring up Twitter here. So if we add that in there, you can see here. So there was the video and the QR code. The QR code led to this video. Yeah. So there's an image of Bo, which I personally wanted to see. I want to see more Bo Dallas. I do love that Uncle Howdy has such a presence in the Wyatt Sicks, but I'd want more Bo Dallas. I think more of that human side is great. So maybe that's what that signifies. Even now, the words of the red grow stronger. Okay, so even now, the words of the red grow stronger, which is, of course, a reference to Bray Wyatt and the words of the red. So the idea, of course, that Bo is following Bray and keeping that legacy alive. So they are listening. The Wyatt Sicks are listening to the words of the red. Whispers like 1,000 voices. I thought, I'm just going to pull, there you go. I'm going to pull my phone out of my pocket because I'm getting a numb bum. The joys of live streams, guys. So whispers like 1,000 voices. I thought that was kind of a Randy Orton reference there. Personally, because obviously, you know, I have voices in my head and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I thought it was when I first saw it. But could mean other things. Of course, if you've got any views on that, let me know. I will get some comments as well in a bit because we do have some comments. Screaming in silence. Okay. Which is a reference to the Bo promo. Guiding the knife till our hands are one and the same. So again, Bray Wyatt, the idea is that Bray Wyatt is guiding Bo Dallas. Uncle Howdy, the Wyatt Sicks. There's the TV and the logo, of course. The Nightbird. You speak, we follow. Again, a lovely reference from the Wyatt Sicks to Bray Wyatt. Of course, follow the Buzzards. Huge part of Bray's ethos and gimmick. Very, very interesting words and choice of words there. Each of the members featured in that. And then, of course, the Wyatt Sicks. Yeah, so the logo there. And the QR code that we are used to. So I'm gonna bring that. Let's have a look. Let's bring that back up. And let's see what other stuff people have come up with. I'm going to start doing this, actually, because obviously I love crediting people as well. I want to credit everybody. So Titan Shredder, sorry, I didn't mean to click on your profile there, mate, has bought everything. So the QR code leading to the diary, the journal. Can you keep a secret? To be a tree there at the bottom. Very, very, again, very, very cool that they're still using this, the journal. And then the word freighter or frater The bond of a family is a cat of nine tails bound through suffering. We see you, brother. When you need us, we will be there. So a lot of people now speculating after the, and again, there's a comment there as well from Trunksy, that they're going to help Strowman with Bronson Reed. That Bronson Reed-Braun Strowman feud getting a lot of attention, a lot of positive attention as well. So it could be a reference, the freighter there in the Kintsugi Diary Journal could be a reference to Braun Strowman. The QR code also, like, I want to credit Kirby says here, the QR code filled with images. There is a L10 Luke, but people speculating that's Luke 10 here, so another Bible reference next to the journal that we saw in the QR codes a few months ago. That could be another character as well. Very, very interesting here. Massacre, of course, again a reference to, we saw that when the Wyatt Sicks launched. This is another puzzle as well that we have to do. And again, the Wyatt OG, of course, coming up with some information here. Wearing the full Uncle Howdy mask, which is, of course, worn by Bray. It was, of course, worn by Bray. So it's lovely to see, again, the wonderful kind of community, which is why I love doing this stuff. You know, the community, you guys all getting behind Bray Wyatt. So, yeah, this is what the puzzle leads to, the puzzle that we clicked on, okay? So, do you know why you're alone? Oh, sorry, why you're afraid when you're alone? So this could be a reference, as a couple of people have said, to Braun Strowman. Just want to again click on that, because that image of Bo is great. That Sister Abigail was incredible. So yeah, some very, very interesting stuff there coming from Raw. So we didn't have any Wyatt Sicks. I'm just going to bring that back up because I thought that was cool. So that is the puzzle that is there. I thought that was really, really interesting. And again, could be a reference to Braun being alone. So yeah, that was Raw. We did not have the Wyatt Sicks physically on Raw, but we did get that video that we just touched upon there. New QR code, potential hints at either a feud or Braun joining the Wyatt Sicks. So yeah, very, very excited. I loved the American made stuff. Obviously we'll talk on that. We'll touch on that in a second. But once again, if you want to do this stuff yourself, Dan has put this stuff together. So there's the QR code. There is the diary and the journal, potentially referencing Braun Strowman. And of course, the puzzle solved. Dan did all this for me. I just went on Twitter and Dan just had it all up for me like a pro. I could have just done that. So let's talk about whether the Wyatt Sicks is working in WWE, which is what we're here for. I'm going to do some comments first. Breaking: WWE's iconic Saturday Night's Main Event returns December 14th in Long Island, New York. It will be on NBC and Peacock. Excellent. The show will place TLC for December. Yes, it's working, but personally, I would have done it very differently. How would you have done it differently, Sam? Maybe this is a conversation for off stream, but if you're still here, I would love to hear your viewpoint on that. Sheamus signs a new WWE deal. Excellent news. Sheamus is incredible. Love Sheamus. Such talent. We actually have an interview with him on this channel. So we're going to go way back. We're going to go back to the Wyatt Sicks debut. I did have some images ready. The Wyatt Sicks debut. I thought this was very, very well done. This was the dream. This was the dream. I thought it couldn't have been done any better. All coming out with the lantern. To me, this is Bray is the sixth member as well, you know, as a lantern. That's how I interpreted it. Of course, people are talking about Braun and Alexa joining the Wyatt Sicks, but I like the fact that Bray is the lantern and the sixth member personally. But it doesn't rule out, of course, the idea of Braun and Alexa joining as well. You know, Howdy, Bo, constantly picking up lost souls. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautifully done. The best thing about this so far has probably been that debut. Comments? I think it's working, but it's in need of bliss. Why is it in need of bliss? Thank you, of course, Mark LFC, for being here and for all of your tags on Twitter. Well, again, these series wouldn't work if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for your time and energy. It's in need of bliss. Why do you think that? Let's get the engagement. Let's bring everything in. Give me your opinions. So yeah, the debut was great. I also want to talk about the vignettes, the VHS tapes. Rowan, Bo, and Nikki. Nikki having a very quick one, just screaming. Rowan having a very deep and emotional one as well. Talk about his loss because, of course, he lost Luke Harper, Brody Lee as well. And of course, you have Bo. Bo and Uncle Howdy. Now, these were fantastically done, particularly the Rowan one and the Bo one. I would like to see more of these, more exposition into the character, these humans kind of portraying these characters. Because don't forget, Lumis portraying Mercy, Nikki portraying Abby the Witch. And it's never been sort of discussed otherwise, has it? It's never been said that it's anything other than that. These are humans playing these characters. And I love that this is, potentially all in Bo's mind, all in, kind of Bray guiding Howdy, as, Howdy and Bray being potentially the same person, Howdy guiding Bo. I thought this was incredibly well done. Apart from the entrance, of course, apart from the debut, this was my second favorite part of this. I think the VHS tips are great. I want to see more of that again. More character exposition, please, WWE, for Uncle Howdy, for Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. Why? What is happening? Is Uncle Howdy in the mind of Bo as well as Bray? Why is Nikki going to be Sister Abigail? Abby the Witch? Why is Joe Gacy? Which one's Joe again? Ramblin Rabbit, right? Oh no, that's Rowan. Why is Dexter Lumis Mercy the Buzzard? Why is Rowan Ramblin Rabbit? I want more character exposition, I think. It feels like it needs Bliss as a hypnotist. They did have that, didn't they? They had the hypnotist, which could have been Bliss. But yeah, something else. I certainly think it could benefit from additional character work from Bliss. And I think this more human level of it, which is obviously after the McMahon era and all the hokey pokey stuff. I do think there's something potentially to draw, and Alexa Bliss could do something with, again, she's a human, she's not supernatural, but she's playing one of these characters for Bray, in honor of Bray or Howdy. I do think there's something there. Plus, I still have this feeling that Bray never wanted Alexa to turn on him at Mania. I agree. I think that's absolutely the case. I don't think that Bray wanted Alexa to turn either. I think that was an entirely McMahon-related issue there. Very, very good point. And I do think, again, they could do something now. Alexa could do something very, very cool with this kind of human nature, but sort of the dark Alexa kind of infecting her in the same way that Uncle Howdy infects Bo, rather than it being some kind of, these are very mental things out there. Of course, Bray alluded to certain mental health challenges in the interview he did with Ryan Satin. I do think there's a mental health element, if done tastefully. I do think there's an element there they could play into with, Bo struggling with the loss of Bray, getting, Uncle Howdy kind of taking him over because of that, dealing with that loss. The same with Alexa Bliss and Dark Alexa. Dark Alexa, kind of comes in as a representation of Bray in modern, modern Alexa Bliss. What does that make sense? Representation of Bray kind of interpreting, maybe infecting is the wrong word, given the context, but influencing Alexa Bliss. I also want to touch on the first feud with American Made, because I just had a feeling, Orton's reactions as well, it felt like he was forced to win. Yeah, I agree. I think he was forced to win. I think that's documented it's documented somewhere, isn't it? That Randy wasn't particularly happy with the way that went down. It wasn't supposed to be Randy that won at Mania, and Alexa wasn't actually supposed to turn on Bray at that WrestleMania. So I think there's a lot of chances to make the wrong things right effectively here. With Bliss now in more control of her character, less of a supernatural angle, and some really exciting potential there for both characters, really. For both Alexa Bliss when she returns, for Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, and even again for Braun Strowman in this situation. It's very unlikely to be supernatural if Braun's involved. The big behemoth. I think there's more of a psychological lean. I think is more interesting on that level. So yes, let's go to American Made. Let's talk about that. Once again, fire up your comments if you need to, if you'd like to. The American Made feud. I love this. I thought it was good. I thought Gable really worked hard to put over Uncle Howdy, and American Made worked very, very hard to put over the Wyatt Sicks. I think as a first set of opponents, it was a very good idea to have these guys come together. Again, it doesn't look too bad on Chad Gable. I think American Made rather had a great promo package this past week on Raw. Obviously, we're recording on Tuesday, the 17th of September. So I'm talking about the 16th of September Raw last night. I think Bo going over Chad Gable, who I believe was his last opponent in WWE as well before he took a break. Was perfect, because it's believable that Bo and as Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sicks can destroy and beat American Made. So I think it was a perfect kind of first feud. I don't know of any ways that I would have done it differently. Obviously, Sam has, like I say, Sam says here that he would have done it differently. So I'd love to hear of ways that you guys, if you are coming to this later or you join us during this, I'd love to see or hear your viewpoints on how you would have done it differently. I can't think of another way to do it differently. I certainly didn't like the hair, which we'll touch on. I think the dreads was the better look, personally, as he's pictured in that graphic there. But yeah, so the first feud with American Made, it was a good shout. I think Gable came off, obviously American Made will come off looking well. I'd like to see a face American Made at some point. Obviously, they are playing the heels at the moment, and they're very good at it. Chad Gable's very good at being a heel, but it was interesting to see the Wyatt Sicks positioned as faces here as well. I think there is legs to a face Wyatt Sicks faction. But I also want to see them as heels at some point too. So lots of dynamics here, which I thought was interesting and a great introduction to Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sicks. So that is that. What is next? And I've put down Alexa Bliss. I shall also put Braun Strowman. What do you guys think is coming next? There have been some tweets that have gone out. One was this one, looking very cool. There seems like a skull graphic in there, or is that a face? Which face is that? I love that graphic. I think that's a really solid image anyway, and a really cool little tease. So what is that? What does that mean? Again, whispers like 1,000 voices showed up on Twitter as well, which of course we saw in the video. So very, very interesting. What is next? Is Alexa Bliss joining? Is Braun Strowman joining? Please do put your thoughts in the comments down below so that I can talk through those. If I'm with you now, as in if I'm still here, I will talk through them. If not, please put them in the comments and I'll try and reply to those comments. What do you think? Is it going to be Braun Strowman? Is it going to be Alexa Bliss, or both? Are they going to join the faction? I certainly think this hints at potentially a Randy Orton feud. Could be Braun Strowman. Again, could be Alexa Bliss. As Mark says, there's definitely some opportunity here for all of those things to occur. And of course, could be, again, the 1,000 voices could certainly be a reference to Orton, because, again, there's some unfinished business there, I think, for Orton in that. I want to touch on the social media teasers, which again, I think we've just talked about. I think they've been very good. I've enjoyed the social media teasers. Once again, this one was great. I think that it's added dimensions and different character aspects to to the gimmick. Really, I think it's cool. It's another level as well, a different level, another way to engage people on social media. Of course, we as fans, as Bray fans, tend to go for that sort of deep, in-depth thinking, and WWE have really known how to market to us doing these social media teasers. I think they've been fantastic, and again, another level, beyond what most of the time, even though they're hinting at what happens on TV and some of those video packages. Most of the time, there's extra things in there for us fans to unpack, which I think is great. Once again, credit to Rob Fee, credit to Jason Baker, who I will be speaking to at the end of this week in an interview. So if there's any questions, but credit to the whole team really for doing, for coming up with these things. I think they've been fantastic, and again, taking everything to another level, and a lot more as people have been unpacking on Twitter. And there's a lot more stuff that we can discuss here. So as always, if I've missed anything, do let me know. It is a pleasure to interact with all of you guys. So definitely give me a shout if I missed anything. I also want to touch on Bo Dallas and the hair before we finish up. I think the appearance on the debut was fantastic. I thought everything was great. Obviously, maybe they are obviously Dexter Lumis has the dreads as well, so maybe they're trying to sort of minimize the similar looks there, but I do think for Howdy it is very important to have the dreads personally. Hassan is in. Nice to see you. It's been a long time, Hassan. I am not always here anymore, so it is good to see you. Thank you for being here. I want to go back to the appearance. I've loved it except for the blonde hair, which I thought I had a visual of. I loved this. I loved Bo coming out at first. I thought that was great. I thought, that first week, and again, for me, more Bo Dallas, please, in the, in the future. I think more Bo representing Howdy, especially as they move away from that kind of supernatural stuff. I think there's a real potential and power to having more Bo Dallas on television. Again, here he is pictured getting beaten down by American Made. But yeah, I thought this was great. I thought this was particularly great. Having Bo show up on TV first was good. But yes, the hair, the straight hair, which is more akin to the original Howdy look, as of course Rowan and Gacy smiling. What a great shot that is. The hair I thought was over the top, the too long. I would want to go back to the dreads. As in, you have your poll before you asked. Oh yeah, Mark made the poll. Of course, do put it in. Do vote on the poll. Thank you very much, Mark. I'd forgotten to mention that. Well done. Yeah, excellent. So currently 83% of you think the gimmick is working, so that's good to know. Yeah, I think we're going back to the appearance. Love it, love the presentation, love it all. I think it's working personally. Once again, the only thing I would probably change right now is the hair. In terms of the future, feuds, I'd like to see Randy Orton put over Bo. Not necessarily righting the wrongs of what had been done before and the Mania stuff, as you mentioned, Mark. But I do think it'd be cool to have Randy Orton put over Bo, especially with Randy Orton being, a legend as he is. I think it would really give legitimacy to Bo Dallas and the group. So that's what I would love to see next. Obviously, let me know what you guys would like to see. John G is in. Nice to see you, John. Thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. So once again, I'll go back over these things just to go through them. Once again, for me personally, the debut was the favorite part of the presentation. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was incredibly well done. I thought this was amazing. The second favorite part for me was the vignettes. I thought again, I couldn't have done that any better. There's some people in the comments are saying they could have done it differently. They would have done it differently. For me personally, I don't know how you would have done that better. I still want to see a Gacy VHS, and I do still want to see a Dexter Lumis VHS, although Dexter doesn't speak, but I'd love to see that. I thought American Made were the perfect first feud for the Wyatt Sicks, just because, again, it's believable that Chad Gable could lose to Bo, could lose to Uncle Howdy, could lose, and American Made could lose to the Wyatt Sicks, and it gives them a little bit of legitimacy as Gable and the other members are, credible wrestlers, sports entertainment professionals. I do think there's real credibility there, and a great first, feud for Bo and, Bo as Howdy and the Wyatt Sicks. And again, credit to Chad Gable for taking all those Sister Abigails wonderfully, and American Made as well. What's next? We touched on the potential of a Randy Orton feud. The 1,000 voices thing, I hear voices in my head, could potentially be a tease. There's a face on, this was a face on social media post, could be a face there. Is that Braun? Some people saying it's Braun. I don't think it is personally, but then could be a Braun feud. Again, is Alexa Bliss coming back? Some people have talked about that as well. I don't necessarily need to see Alexa Bliss join the faction or Braun Strowman, but I certainly do think that they could benefit from both. Both the star power of both of these kind of main eventers. I'm not saying I want it right away, but at some point with Alexa Bliss maybe being the therapist or something, or coming in, would be a great return for Alexa for sure. And Braun is heavily embroiled in a very popular feud with Bronson Reed right now. So maybe after that is done, could be getting involved with the Wyatt Sicks. I would be up for that. So yeah, what else do we have? We talked about social media teases once again. Here we have the social media, some of the teasers on social media, hinting, giving it an extra element, an extra layer. I love that. I love that. Again, it gets us thinking, us Wyatt fans, us creatives. Little Easter eggs that Rob Fee, Jason Baker, and others have put in for us. I do think there's something really special about that and unique about that, which of course we first saw with the Wyatt Rabbit stuff from Bray. But yeah, so some fantastic stuff. Once again, I did play the video and the QR code, which we'll go back over the Raw stuff in a second. But yeah, really, really cool. Once again, I touched on the appearance. The only thing I don't like about it is the long hair of Bo. But again, otherwise, fantastic. Again, I can't think of ways you would do this any better. I do think there's something really special about this faction and the way it's been presented. But again, I would change the hair. That's what I would change personally. Once again, we also touched on Raw, because normally we do these earlier and pre-recorded, but because I am doing this today, we've been back over it. So I played the video that obviously had a QR code at the end. It is there for you if you want. There was a new diary entry for Frater, and the word was frater. I always say freighter, but frater. The bond of a family is a cat of nine tails bound through suffering. We see you, brother, when you need us. We'll be there. Could be a reference to Bray. Could be a reference to Braun. Could be a reference to Luke Harper, Brody Lee. Could be a reference to any member of the Wyatt Sicks there. Most likely, possibly Braun Strowman. Again, Bray Wyatt after that or around that. I think Bray, as a reference to Bray, is likely, but then also potentially Braun Strowman as well. So yeah, that was what happened on Raw, and that is my thoughts on whether the Wyatt Sicks gimmick is working. I do think it is, and once again, we've had a few votes on this. 22% of you say no. I will stay here for a couple of minutes just in case you guys have any additional comments. But yes, a resounding 78%, which I expected. On the poll on the YouTube, say, is the Wyatt Sicks gimmick working? Yeah, I'm not surprised, because I've been blown away by it. Some people want it to be a little bit different or would have done it differently. Like I say, I would change the hair. I want more Bo Dallas, because again, I want to emphasize that humanness of it. Obviously, these are humans that have been affected by mental challenges. Obviously great loss. Losing, Brody Lee, Bray Wyatt, you know. So and that's what, you know, I'd like to think what is sort of triggering the presentation of these characters on television, but fundamentally that these are humans, you know, doing this presentation. So that's what I would change. Obviously, you know, great to hear what you guys would think. Please stick it down in the comments. Please put your thoughts down there and let me know. I will respond after this is done, and we can have a chat about it. I will be back with a Howdy's Whole Year Hangout probably next Monday, or sorry, Tuesday, with everything that's happened. Thank you again to John, Mark, Hassan, Sam, and others who joined me here, and those who joined me afterwards. It is a pleasure. Thank you very much for being here on Give Me a Whole Year, right here on Give Me a Whole Year. I have loved going back over everything for the Howdy's Whole Year Hangout series. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. It has been a pleasure to do it, and I've loved interacting with the community. Thank you all for everything, and I will see you guys next time. Let me know if I missed anything or if there's anything I haven't touched upon, and we will go back over it at some point, probably next time. I will address it next time in the next Uncle Howdy's Whole Year Hangout. Man, that is a mouthful. I'll see you guys really soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Oh yeah. Bye, guys.